Hi, it's Ed King for Birmingham Review. We're here at the CBSO Centre in Birmingham and we're here to meet Rhys Lewis. Hi Rhys.
How you doing?
Rhys Lewis.
Hello.
Welcome to Birmingham.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for coming to talk to us at Birmingham Review. Really appreciate it. I've been doing some background research and it looks it looks like you've had a really busy 12 months.
Yeah, it's been pretty insane actually. Since signing with Decca, it's kind of just been lots of recording in different cities and writing and things like that. So yeah, it's been amazing. A bit of a dream come true, whatever that sounds like. But yeah,
I got a really nice quote from you about this because I've seen the dream come true, and you've mentioned signing to Decca as being a romance to being signed.
there's I guess like there's an expectation of what being a signed artist is, and the lifestyle you lead when you suddenly get signed. And truth be told, like obviously I have the support of a label now to help me do. Continue with my music, but I think day to day it hasn't changed that much. It's constantly writing, constantly recording, constantly pursuing your art and your craft. And I think it's amazing to have Decca on board now to sort of help get the record out there, get the music out there. But I think you kind of have to be working just as hard before you get signed as well as when you are signed. So it's kind of, you don't end up going to loads of celeb parties and you're not in like a league where you're like, I'm a signed artist, I can do whatever I want. And you still got to really work hard, and it's obviously great getting to travel and things like that, but it's a lot of tough, hard work as well. So I think if you're prepared for that, then it's, amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's a very sensible approach to have. The hard work starts now, I guess.
Yeah.
So you've had the two singles out. You had Waking Up Without You came out October last year.
Yeah.
That's right. And then the follow-up, which you're going to play for us in a little bit, is Living in the City, which was released January. That's beginning of this year.
It's middle of January, I think, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, you had a fantastic response on Spotify, which I wanted to ask you about. But how's the overall reception been from the music?
It's been amazing. Yeah, it's been so good because I suppose being in the studio and writing and recording for so long, you kind of work away at this little project on your own, and it's a private thing. And then to share it with the world and get a response that's been as positive as it has been, it's great. It means a lot. And I suppose the songs become a bit more real again. Because you're sharing them with people and they're listening for the first time and responding and relating to what you've written about. You're
sharing it with nearly 1 million people on Spotify.
I know.
That's right. Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it? Those numbers. It's mental. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that. I mean, truly, they're both great tracks. Living in the City, especially, I really like. There's a line in it, and London, like London in the rain, the pleasure's got pain.
Mm.
Very bittersweet.
Yeah. I mean, that sort of sums up the sentiment of the track, really. I think it's kind of the love-hate relationship you have with a place like London or any big city, because it's so tiring and relentless and energetic and expensive as well. Like to be in a city like London, it does take a lot out of you, but for what it offers as well, that's kind of why you end up staying. So it's worth all of the the commute to work and the rush hour and the heavy sort of side of it to put up with it, because actually what the city has to offer is something really special.
I mean, things are coming together for you now, and the album's coming out later on this year. So it's a nice place to be. But you grafted for 7 years in London. Yeah. That's right?
Yeah.
So is that like an homage to your time spent there?
I guess it is, yeah. And I think it seems like a nice way to sort of end one chapter and hopefully start a new one. Because I suppose it was a long time, working in London as a musician, working as well as in bars and restaurants and doing, other jobs outside of music. And I've been very lucky since leaving uni actually to sort of always be doing music and pursuing it. And so I suppose there's times when I felt like I wanted to give up and maybe I wasn't gonna, get the break I was working for. But I suppose this song kind of is for anyone who's sort of chasing a dream and working hard and feels like they want to give up. I think there's always, you should always go an extra day. If it's still in you, if there's still that fire, you should just keep going.
You get that very clearly from the song, and it's quite an inspiring video as well. I like the people dancing. I was going to ask, the guy in the supermarket, how was that to film? You had a guy dancing in the middle of it.
Annoyingly, I didn't get to go to that one. I went to all the other ones, but that was because it was such a small shop.
Yeah.
They were like, well, you can't really be on set, so. But it was really weird actually. It was the first music video, so seeing that come together was quite a fascinating experience. And then walking down the street, like singing along. Also, they speed up the song, and you have to sing it quickly, so that when they slow down the camera sort of footage, it looks in time. So walking down the street, singing my song at like double speed. It was quite a strange thing to do, especially when there's like loads of builders and people coming out of shops watching you. But yeah, it was fine. It was good. It's really enjoyable actually.
Is that your apartment in the video that you're waking up and getting out of?
No. Actually, that's actually. So that one where I'm waking up and going out, that's actually not me, but it looks like me.
Oh, right. Oh! Ah! So there you go. It's all right. We'll get the lawyers involved.
Yeah, I'm suing. Yeah, so that's actually not my apartment. That's I think they just hired one for the set, but it's actually not even me in that shot as well.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that means you're an actual star. If you're getting body doubles already, yeah.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit. I mean, if you can, I'm assuming the 2 singles are going to be on the album.
I reckon one of them will be. I think Living in the City is going to be on the album.
Okay.
I'm not sure Waking Up Without You will be, but that's still to be decided. But.
Well, you recorded Nashville, Stockholm. The cities I've got: Nashville, Stockholm, LA, Berlin, and London. That's quite a spread out.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, there's so many different reasons for going to each city, but it was amazing. It's such a incredibly inspiring thing to go to travel somewhere for the purpose of making music, and it kind of changes your experience of that city. I've actually not been to most of those cities without music, so I'd be intrigued to see what it feels like, just as a tourist. But I was there for writing, recording, and meeting people and things like that, and they all have so much to offer, I think, and they're all very different as well. So it's been really, really fun the last few years.
Do you think some of those sounds? I mean, Nashville's got its sound, LA's got its sound. You could argue Berlin's certainly got its history. Do you think any of that's made its way through to the recording?
Yeah, I mean, I reckon it has to have done. Yeah, I suppose like with everything, even when you hear a song that you might not even like on the radio, somehow it's going to affect you because you've heard it.
Sure.
And I think working out in Nashville, Stockholm, and Berlin, like they all have their own energy, and certainly the collaborators that I've met over there have definitely brought or taught me a lot about my own music or a lot about making music and writing music. So it's definitely inspired. Whether the place itself has kind of been an influence in terms of like, say, country music being an influence on my record, I wouldn't say so, but I think the people that I met out there that were doing something from a slightly different perspective, they've completely influenced how I've developed as a musician.
I got in trouble recently for interviewing somebody else who'd recorded their album in Nashville and saying, so is it going to be a country album? And they were very clear to tell me that it's not.
But I mean, there's so much going on in, I suppose, Nashville's, I think it's like 100 people a day move to Nashville, something like that.
Really?
Yeah, someone said that, and it's like the fastest growing city in America, one of them. And I suppose loads of people are moving from LA to Nashville and New York to Nashville, so it seems like a scene not just for country music anymore, but like lots of different music, so it's an exciting place to visit actually.
Lovely to get a chance to record in those cities. I mean, it must have been a wonderful experience for you going through that. Very tiring though, it's been a rather short 12 months to write and record and get out there and do press tours and everything. So talk to me about signing to Decca then. I mean, that's a big label with a rich roster. Yeah,
and an amazing history with lots of heritage artists and amazing records still on their catalogue. So it was quite surreal when they kind of approached me and my manager and wanted to go for a meeting and stuff. So I suppose looking back on it now, it's like they're the perfect label for what I'm trying to do. I think I really want to make a really musical record and something that's really artistic, and I suppose they're a record company that pride themselves on the artists that they sign that have something like that. So I think I've not been forced to do anything I don't want to do or been pushed into a sort of more commercial lane. I think I'm pleased that they've given me the time and the space to kind of just make something that I'm proud of myself, and that's as well as being really supportive and creatively involved. But,
sure.
Yeah, it's been wicked.
No, they have a good reputation for that, and the roster, sings their praises.
Yeah.
I got in your notes that you were previously a music industry songwriter. Am I getting that right? Or
well, so it's a little bit. I suppose I've been doing like lots of composition for TV and film, but kind of more instrumental stuff, as well as like writing music or like songs for adverts and things like that, and theatre. That was my aim, is to try and get into the kind of commercial songwriting part of it, writing for other artists. And I suppose through the pursuit of that, I ended up kind of being more an artist myself. So it's been strange sort of, because I moved to London wanting to be a songwriter, not a performer, and so I suppose it's funny now being kind of the singer-songwriter, singing and writing the songs as well. But I'm embracing it. It's been a lot of fun. Embracing
is a good word. I was going to ask if you regretted moving into the limelight, but how are you finding being the centre of attention then?
It's funny. It's a weird one. I'm quite a shy performer. I'm still getting used to going on stage and feeling like an artist.
Yeah.
And I think that can take time for anyone, really. I suppose, and even singing, like I really enjoy singing, but it was something singing your own songs is different, because I used to play in covers bands and function bands and things like that. Singing other people's songs, it didn't seem as exposing. But then when you go on stage as an artist and sing your words to a crowd of people, it just felt very different, and I got quite shy and vocally more apprehensive, I suppose. I don't know why. So I'm still getting used to that and kind of stepping into those shoes, but I'm embracing it and trying to improve as much as I can.
Okay. Well, how about the studio then?
Yeah, I find the studio a slightly more relaxing environment in terms of you get a bit more time to think about things, and you sort of approach the song in a very different way. Live is the energy. I still love performing live, and the energy you get from a crowd when you play in front of people and you see that instant reaction. There's nothing better, and the more you feel of a crowd, I think the better your performance is. So I just haven't had much sort of experience doing that with my own music. So I've done that a lot in covers bands and things like that. Yeah. So going out and doing it with my own music and getting to know a set and putting my own songs in a really good order and making sure there's a proper show behind everything, that'll probably make a big difference.
You've got a couple of big shows coming up. Just to run through what I've got, if there's any more, obviously throw them in.
Yeah.
Next one is you're doing Live in the Wilds with the Rag and Bone in Cornwall. Are you doing every day there, or are you just up
just the Friday?
Just the Friday.
Yeah, just the Friday.
Yeah, and then you've got the Borderline in London on 13th March.
Yes.
That must be a big gig.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. So the first show we did, the Servant Jazz Quarter, sold out really quickly. Yeah. So we put on another show for the 30th of March, and I'm just really excited again, like with the whole full band and getting a proper set together. It's going to be a lot of fun, and again, just to get used to going out and playing these songs, because I've been in the studio putting them down. So I feel like I know them really well now, just having putting them under the microscope and really. I know every single layer of every song, so now when I go to the rehearsal room and chat to the guys about putting the song together, it feels a lot less scary to kind of figure it out.
And then you've got the Bullingdon.
Yes.
Hometown gigs. So speaking of scary, how's that looking?
That's really exciting, because I played loads of gigs as a kid in Oxford, open mic nights and again covers in bars and things like that. But then it wasn't until a few months ago where I actually went back and did my first ever headline show with my own songs. And all my family came down and loads of friends. I pretty much knew everyone in the crowd. So it was a real special night. And I think, again, the Bullingdon's going to be a kind of the same vibe with maybe a few more fans and things like that coming down after the stuff went online.
Brilliant stuff. Well, listen, Rhys, it's been a real pleasure to meet you. Genuinely, the two singles out there, especially Living in the City, which I've just had stuck in my head. Since I've heard it, which I suppose is the idea, but it's great. Yeah.
But catchy doesn't mean good. I always think that.
True. Well, we wish you sincerely the best of luck with the album, and if you're coming back through Birmingham, we'd love to come down and see you play. Just on the way out, did you know your name is a very popular Welsh name?
Yeah.
And whilst we were researching this, a lot of other stuff came up. Bit of information to take away with you. You are apparently also a character in a book by Daniel Owen published in the late 1800s.
Wow.
There you go. And a midfielder for Grantham Town FC.
Well, that's got to be my claim to fame.
There you go. So if anything goes wrong with the music, you've got two professionals waiting for you. Rhys Lewis, it's been a pleasure. Really nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming to see us.
I've been living in the city too long. I've been giving everything that I got. Been a sinner and a saint, crazy and insane. I've been living in the city too long. Well, I've been working my fingers to the bone, but as quick as money comes, it all goes. And like London in the rain, the pleasure's got pain. I've been living in the city too long. Too long, and I'm just trying to find me some kind of life I dreamed about. And we're all tired and lonely, hoping to figure this all out. There's a part of my soul that wants to let go, wants to just run away, but the rest of my soul says I should stay. I should stay. I've been living in the city too long. There's things that I've gained and I've lost, but I can still count on one hand the friends that I have. I've been living in the city too long. Never used to get the fear of missing out, but there's so much going on, it gets me down. Cause whichever way I turn could be better or worse. I've been living in the city too long, too long. And I'm just trying to find me some kind of life I dreamed about. And we're all tired and lonely, hoping to figure this all out. There's a part of my soul that wants to let go, wants to just run away, but the rest of my soul says I should stay. I should stay, yeah. I've been living in the city too long. 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 And I'm just trying to find some kind of life I dream about. And we're all tired and lonely, hoping to figure this all out. There's a part of my soul wants to let go, wants to just run away, but the rest of my soul says I should stay.